I normally handle this, but if you want to play this game, we can play this game. Let's pull out the contract and what's in writing.
Welcome back for another episode of the Mission Control Podcast. I'm your host, Mike Stearns, with the brand. Y'all know it, you see it, you feel it. Sun Digital Agency. We got Kyle Weber in the studio today with Hometown Roofing Services. What's up, dude?
How are you, man?
Fantastic. Fantastic. We were just chopping it up a little bit in the green room, whatever you want to call it, dude. Listen, I'm not a professional. I just play one on a podcast. I want to give a special shout out to the team at Roofer. They helped make this happen, and I'm incredibly grateful for them. And you will be too if you click the link down in the description. You need a CRM, roof measurements, clean and pristine proposals, which will give your prospects no choice but to spend money with you. Click the link, folks. Kyle, how's the weather in South Carolina right now?
It has been all over the place, dude. We have been in the high 80s last week. Then Sunday it got in the 30s, and Monday was in the 40s, and now today it's back in the 80s. So,
bipolar vibes.
Yeah, it's the South for you. Pollen is terrible. It's miserable, but we're getting there. We're getting the summer.
That's fine, dude.
Seasons.
Well, I was down in Tampa for a couple months, had to come up to New York unexpectedly prior to my planned departure. But, I was there like maybe the third week. I walk outside, going to play basketball. I'm in my gym shorts and my little tank top. And it was 29 degrees. I was like, well, goddamn, it is cold. So I left New York. And that lasted for about a week. It was brutal.
Yeah, we had a very abnormally cold winter. There's normally, consecutively over the whole winter, maybe 3 or 4 days that we can't roof because it's below 40 degrees. And we had like a month this year where spread out over 3 or 4 months of the winter, it was just abnormally, just a weird winter, super cold.
Summer's right around the corner. Talk to me about Hometown. How did it start? When did it start? Why did it start?
So we started in October of 2022. I was with another company in town for 3.5, almost 4 years prior to that. I moved down to South Carolina to work for that company to run their repair department. I was actually doing roofs in North Carolina. So I was installing, doing repairs, and actually knew how to fix them, not just sell them. A buddy of mine called me down. He's like, "Hey, dude, company's taking off here. I need a repair guy that can speak English and go be a front-facing customer-facing repair guy, because we have a ton of repairs that we're starting to sell." So I moved down here and started running that. Then the typical roofing story, money started going missing. People weren't getting paid. And I saw the writing on the wall and see ya. And then me and my partner started Hometown in October of 22. And it's been crazy ever since. So
what was the hardest part of the transition?
The step of actually doing it. Like, my whole life I had been an employee, and I'm only 28, so I say my whole life. It hasn't been that long. But probably the hardest part was just taking the step of, hey, do you want to do this? Can you do this? And then the management side of all of that, of now I'm the guy, the buck stops with me, and it's either going to go or it's not. And that's all dependent on how this thing is ran, that was I think in my marriage too, was the hardest thing to convey to my wife was, I think we can do this. You got to trust me. And I'm confident in my roofing skills, but my business partner is more the management side and the business guy in the business. So I was like, hey, I know roofing, business. I'll teach you one, you teach me the other, and be a team. So here we are.
Yeah. Love that. Is it always rainbows and butterflies in a partnership?
No. There's for the most part, we agree on 99% of things. There is we're humans. There's always things that you're gonna have slight disagreements on, and but it's never been a major ever a major disagreement. It's, hey, I think we should do it this way. Well, I think we should do it this way. Okay, well, let's find the happy middle ground and the solutions. But no, it's not always rainbows and butterflies.
Yeah, it's such a critical part to any partnership, and whether that's a marriage, it's a partnership in owning a business, or partnership in a team sport, right? Like understanding what you can expect of each other, understanding how to de-escalate things in those times of disagreement as opposed to escalating, and then that breeding resentment, because that kills a lot of partnerships. I've seen in business, right?
For sure.
Yeah,
and that's one thing I'm super grateful for, is that it's neither of us are in our disagreements. It's never been heated. It's never been like a knockdown drag out. It's just been a little bit of negotiating and, all right, how do we find the solution? So I'm actually reading a great book right now that Chris Zimmerman's recommended to me. Never Split the Difference, talking about negotiating. Yeah, just good stuff, man. And it's been a huge learning curve of all of it, but it's been awesome.
Yeah, it's a good book. What's the first thing that comes to mind when I ask you the question? What's the single most challenging situation that you've had in business?
Ooh. People.
Go on. Floor is yours.
It has been a lot of kind of what I mentioned earlier, the management of people.
Yeah.
And also learning the nuances of dealing with customers, because once again, the buck stops with you, and if there's a major problem, you're the guy that you're having to call and de-escalate a situation or find a solution to the situation to make sure that you hopefully don't get a 1-star review, or because in our industry, it's construction, it's nasty, it's dirty, stuff happens, stuff breaks. So how do you de-escalate and then solve the problem? That's probably been the most challenging thing for me to grasp, and really, I'm not perfect at it, obviously, but that I've learned to become good at, and then also dealing with employees of, okay, you have this problem. Is that the real problem, or is that is that what's coming forth as the problem? That's not the real problem.
The symptom versus the root issue.
Yes. So let's dig in here and find, is this the real problem, or is this, like you said, the symptom of your problem? And that is what is showing its head, but that's not the problem, and that kind of goes into the whole thing with what the Chris Voss talks about in that book of the negotiating and finding out where they stand and what the real problem is. That's probably, I'd say, been my biggest challenge for me in business.
Is there, I want specifics though. Like, is there a specific instance with a homeowner? Like, I'd love to hear a story where it's like, this happened, this happened, this happened. This person was being fucking impossible.
Oof. Trying to think, man.
We're asking all the tough questions today on the Mission Control podcast.
I know. Okay, I got one for you. So, we had a common thing here is, I shouldn't say common. We run into it more than other markets because I've talked to other people like Sheldon and Chris and what is like the HV or the water lines in your attic. It's completely not up to code. They are not supposed to be anywhere near the roof deck. But occasionally here we have a water line that's nailed to the rafter. And I mean, it's that far from the plywood. Well, 1 1/4 inch nail on 1/2 inch or 7/16 plywood is going to hit that.
Right.
And it's in our contract. There's sometimes we can't see it. We do an attic inspection on every single house. Without fail, that is our system and process. You do not get a roof without an attic inspection. But there's mobile homes. We do a ton of mobile homes, and you can't see them because it's a drop ceiling or not a drop ceiling. It's a vaulted ceiling, and so there's no. I'm not going to cut out their drywall to look at their insulation or whatever. Or there's insulation up against the roof deck covering the water lines. Well, we hit one time, and it's in our contracts that we are not responsible for any HVAC or water lines because we've also hit Freon lines. Same thing; they're nailed right to the roof deck, or right close to the roof deck, and so it's in there that we're not responsible. We do an attic inspection, but if it is there and we hit it, not responsible. Well, the 5 or 6 times we've hit one, I have a great plumber that I recommend. Hey, I'll call my guy. And in most cases, if the customer's nice about it, I just handle it. It's a $250 repair and fixing some drywall, and it's not that big of a deal. Well, this guy was just, I couldn't say anything right. And at this point, I'm like, okay, I normally handle this, but if you want to play this game, we can play this game. Let's pull out the contract and what's in writing. And I call my guy, get him out there. He's in there. He's there within an hour to fix we go shut the water off. It's very minor. My guys saw it immediately because it happened to be we hit it right in the gap of a piece of plywood. So it shot up through the gap in the plywood, and my crew saw it immediately and we were able to catch it. So he's there within an hour to fix it. Get the water cut off, all that stuff. Very, very minimal damage. We go ahead. I get my site supervisor to pull out the insulation. I mean, we're on top of it. I don't know how much better it could have gone. And he starts threatening legal stuff. And I'm like, whoa, dude. Pump the brakes here. If you want to get legal, let's look at the contract here. It says it right here. And here's our attic inspection. We can't see it. It's behind insulation. It's not our fault. It's not supposed to be that way. It's not up to code, and it's one of those customers that it doesn't matter what you say. You can't say it right. You can't fix it. You're never going to win. And it was weeks and weeks and weeks of back and forth. Hey, this happened. And it started to, this was a second story. And he was like, hey man, it got on my carpet. Got on my carpet and it caused a crack in my kitchen, which is below. And now my floor in my kitchen got wet and it's starting to bow my flooring and all the worst, he's taken an inch, you give him an inch and he's taken a mile, and it got nasty. And eventually I had to get our, flooring guy that I recommend, hey, do an assessment on this. No, I know it didn't happen, but let's get a third party's advice on this. No, the floor's been like that for the type of flooring it is that didn't, and all this stuff documented that we're doing their due diligence of just the headache of one little thing that is like, what are we doing here, guy? That's probably one of my worst stories.
Did he leave you a bad review?
He didn't. He didn't.
I knew the answer to that question because I know you got a 5-star rating.
Yeah. He our only 1-star review is from somebody that we've never done work for. And I know who it is, but
it's good that's not impacting and pulling it down to a 4.9. So congratulations.
Yep.
We have one of those as well on our page. It's from an account named YouTube Shorts Channel. They're like, this company's incredibly unprofessional. Would never recommend them. It's like, that's weird. Are you one of the 70,000 people trying to sell me video editing for my podcast? Anywho.
Yeah.
How important it is to have pre-work photos, though. Like, I contractors all the time when they're like, yeah, she's saying this happened, and like, it wasn't like that when we got there. It's like, where are the photos? Like, take photos of the outside, take photos of any particular space on the inside that could be affected by the project. So you're not leaving it to guesswork, because like the he said, she said, nobody cares about that shit. And people are going to assume that they're right, you're wrong.
And people don't realize a lot of things that are wrong with their house until they're having something worked on their house. And then they start nitpicking everything. You know, window screens is one thing we run into all the time. And my guys now, like we have, by the end of a job, we'll have 400 to 500 photos of literally everything. And before we even touch the job, 100 to 150 photos. Because window screens is a big one where, hey, a shingle hit my window screen. And sometimes they do. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
We replace window screens all the time. But it's like, hey, you ripped my window screen. No, it was here's a photo from 2:10 p.m. time and date stamped on company cam that it was like that. Oh my gosh. And most people aren't generally trying to get one over on you.
Right. They just happen to notice it. Right.
And if you don't have the documentation to prove otherwise, I'm not going to sit there and argue with you. You know, I'll fix your window screen, you know?
Yeah. I think there's a lot to be learned for anyone listening and how you handle that conversation, right? If you treat people as if they're trying to get one over on you, right off rip, it's probably going to turn into a spiraling situation that doesn't end well for you.
Yeah.
Versus just give people the benefit of the doubt. We'll look into it. Hey, I'll let you know. We did look into it. This screen, and this screen were damaged prior to the install. This was from 3 days before we started working. And then, like you said, the people that aren't trying to get one over, like they're like, oh, that's my bad. And so the people that are, they're like, fuck, I'm beat.
Yeah. The jig's up.
The jig's up. How many roofs did you install in 2025?
It was somewhere in the neighborhood of 350-ish residential. And then we had 10 or 12 bigger commercial jobs that we did.
I'd imagine that number is up quite a bit from 2022.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
How'd you get the ball rolling in 2022?
It was a lot of personal relationships that I had built with when I was doing repairs and stuff. Every customer had my personal phone number, and realtors, property managers, stuff like that they would just reach out to me directly, and then I would put them in our software or whatever. And so when they called me in 2022, which we didn't do our first roof until December 10th of 2022. So
okay.
It was about 2 months of groundwork, getting everything set up and doing some networking and stuff like that. But when end of 2022, beginning of 23, when people started calling that, hey, you did my repair 4 years ago. Okay, well, I'm no longer with them. Oh, well, we don't care. Are you still in roofing? Yep. That's who I'm with. Okay, cool. We like you. We don't care who you're with.
Yeah.
Perfect. And that was a huge jump start to everything. Was a lot of just happy people that I'd worked with in the past.
I mean, that's incredible, man. Good for you for going out there and providing them the level of service to where they call you back, and good for you that it was your number that they were calling. Yeah. Also, if you have a company, this is an opportunity for you to learn. Like I tell people all the time, like have sales rep dedicated pages on your website. Because here's the thing, if you're out knocking doors, if you're going to networking events as part of a company, and you get more commission, usually it's staggered, right? You get 8% for anything, we give you 12% for anything you bring in. You want to know that that is coming back to you and not calling a main number and potentially going to one of your colleagues, one of your fellow sales reps. So this is a good way to provide that type of clarity and assurance that like, hey, Kyle's hard work is paying off. And all you do is you put a remote call forwarding number on it. one, you can use it for training, see if they're answering the call, see how they're answering, if there's opportunities. You can use it as a way to incentivize other people. Look at how many QR code scans this page got, how many website visits, how many calls they're generating. Hey, Kyle, you're doing really great this month. He's struggling this month. Like, what can we do? Kyle, what are you doing that's working really well for you? So like inside a sales environment of a company, that's huge. But also if Kyle leaves, they have my remote call forwarding number. And then we just transition that to the main line. Great that it worked out for you that way. And this is exactly why when I'm consulting with people, I train them to do it that way. Cause it's you're investing a lot of money in those opportunities a lot of times as a company, whether it's human capital, it's dollars and cents, and you want the lifetime value of that customer, not just the $1,300 repair this one time. So
100%. Yeah, that's one thing I need to dig into on our. I like that idea on our website so it's specific.
Yeah, so it'd be like, let's see here. Hometown Roofing, sc.com /team/ Mike Stearns, right? Now you get to a page where it's Mike Stearns. I got my nice little, got a little bio there, got a contact form. I got my own number that pops up when someone visits that page, and anything else that I want on there. And then when they come, we know the form came from the Mike Stearns page. If we're doing mailers or lead behinds, and my collateral that I'm bringing out with me specifically has a QR code that routes directly to my page. So I know that when I'm going out and I'm knocking doors, I'm leaving door hangers, I'm having conversations in the community, and I give them, whether it's my business card or any type of marketing collateral from me as a salesperson, if they come to the website, they scan that QR code, they're coming directly to the page that's curated from me, and they're calling the number that comes to my cell phone. If the company's okay with that. Some people want that phone number to be just the company line because they don't trust their sales rep to answer the phone. Oh, then just have it forward to the main line then. But there are some companies where they're like, our sales guys are killers. We fully trust them to handle the relationships that they're generating. It's like, all right, fantastic. This is fucking incredibly valuable. Yeah. Because then in your sales meeting, you pull up the stats week over week, month over month. And, if one of your reps has 300 QR code scans or 200 website visits, another one's got 50, another one's got 120, we can start having a collective conversation about how we can all be better, get people's different perspectives. Maybe the guy that's only getting 80 scans is getting more sales because he's being more efficient and effective with his time. He's leveraging more. He's going after more high leverage opportunities where he's not getting as many people to the site, but the people he's getting to the site are like, it's a big commercial HVAC, residential and commercial HVAC company, and they're just sending him a lot of solid opportunities. So there's a lot that can be learned from having that data.
Yeah, I like that.
That's why they pay me the big bucks, Kyle.
Yeah.
Okay, so existing relationships, having done a good job for people. Now we're cooking a little bit. We get the ball rolling. We're installing some roofs. So going into that second year, what changed as far as acquiring new customers? Did you guys have to expand on the things that you were doing? Because it sounds like in the very beginning, things just kind of came to you, right? And I'd imagine as you've grown closer, doing 350 roofs, you've had to do a little bit more than just wait for the phone to ring.
Yeah. It's been a lot of, we don't do any door knocking. The first month of business, we did a little bit, just passing out business cards. But I couldn't tell you the last time I knocked a door. And it was a lot of, all of my guys are in a B&I group. Some people love it. Some people hate it. It's great for us. It is a huge source of our revenue, and we're all in. We have like 40 different chapters in the Charleston market. So it's a little bit of process of elimination of, okay, that group sucked. I wasn't getting any. Okay, let's try another group. And roofing is normally a hot seat in there. So B&I is a big one for us. A lot of it is to networking with property managers. We do a good bit of multifamily stuff. And a lot of the property managers know each other. They used to work for that big company or whatever it was. And okay, what other property managers do you know that would love the level of service that we just went above and beyond for your tenants? We had zero issues, no nails and tires, this week-long project, and your tenants love us. Who else would love that? And then you get it in with a couple other property managers and stuff like that, and custom builders, the same thing. They all talk. They have their networking events just like a BNI, but just for home builders. And the home builders all want a guy that's going to communicate and talk, and a sub that's actually going to answer the phone when they call and there's a problem, and they're there the same day. It's been very organic. Very few marketing dollars. We do some direct mailers a couple times a year to markets that we're trying to specifically target for whatever the job is. If we do a slate roof at downtown Charleston, we'll hit downtown Charleston with a slate mailer, with the custom work like that, But a lot of it has just been intentional networking with all sorts of people, real estate agents, insurance agents, and they all know each other, and they all want a guy that they can trust and like.
Amen, brother. Have you guys done anything with chambers of commerce?
No. That was I thought about it. I'm involved in another thing in our town. It's called Somerville Dream.
Mm-hmm.
And they run all of the like events. Somerville is like the home of sweet tea. So they run the Sweet Tea Festival, the Flower Town Festival, the huge Christmas parade every year in downtown Somerville, the farmers markets, all of that stuff. We're a marquee sponsor for them, and I'm on the board for their economic vitality committee for the town of Somerville. But not chamber, no.
Something like if you like BNI, maybe it's something you look into.
Yeah. I know there's two other roofers in our chamber in Somerville. So
yeah, it's the only difference really. Like it's not the BNI structure where it's like they cap it.
Yeah.
And you might feel like there's diminishing returns if there's already two roofers there. Maybe not. See.
Yeah.
Like I'm the type of person, if there's like two other agencies there, I was like, oh, let's fucking go. I can't wait to have conversations with these folks, the people these folks are talking to. Let's get it. But yeah, obviously if you're the pick of the litter, there's only one there. That's fantastic. But it also depends, right? You said there's 40 BNI chapters. I'm sure there's dozens of different chambers of commerce. Some will be worth more than others. What I'll say is having those directory profiles and having that backlink to your website from the Chamber of Commerce is helpful for SEO, maps, LLM search, those hyperlocal trusted links. And it's a curated group of people that are more willing to do like the quid pro quo stuff. They're interested in giving value. They're interested in receiving value. And when you have people like that are aligned in their purpose and why they're there, like when they go to an event, like cool things happen, right? And it might be different people because a lot of folks, they in my experience, I've been doing this almost 12 years. A lot of companies, like if they're BNI, they do BNI. If they're like Chamber of Commerce, they do Chamber of Commerce. So you might be hitting different groups of people within the community as far as business owners where you can get some more of those strategic alliances. Might be something worth taking a look at.
Yeah.
Are you in a chapter of BNI in Charleston, like in the city?
No, we are in it's technically Charleston. Yes, it's called West Ashley.
Okay.
So I'm in one in Somerville. My sales manager is in one on the other side of Somerville. And then I have a guy in Mount Pleasant and then a guy in Charleston.
Got it.
So
how many roofs are you going to do in 2026 if it's up to you?
Right now we're on track to do probably 450, 500. Yep.
Is that the goal? If you did 600, would you be happier, or is it capacity wise?
So I didn't really have a like set number of roofs. I had a revenue goal for this year. Because we are starting to break into a lot more of the commercial side of the industry, which is a hard market to break into because that's where all the massive companies live. The bakers and all those guys that are nationwide, and I can't compete with their margin. They're getting direct shipped, like stuff like that. And it's just the same thing as I was just talking about. But once you have the trusted partners that refer you, they want something that is local and a touch point that you're not going to get from those guys. So we're starting to break a lot more into commercial stuff, which is a lot bigger dollar amounts. So I didn't set a actual goal for roofs this year. I just set a revenue goal.
Got it.
Yeah.
I'll show you something. This would be something you could parlay with your BNI strategy even. So like best roofer, Somerville, South Carolina, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like you got your local service ads, whatever, PPC, and then we get down in the maps and organic. So discussion and forums, they started indexing content last year for social media.
Mm-hmm.
You typically wouldn't see this. You're seeing this a lot more now, where Facebook groups are getting recommendations. So this happened in July of 2025. So there's a lot of people kind of being mentioned on here. It's a great opportunity to get some page one exposure on Google, where you, your partner, team members can go in here, tag the company. A lot of times what I like to recommend is, have a few people tag the company. But then also
a lot of our BNI tags us. So Berkeley County is the biggest page in our area, and we normally get 3 or 4 tags per post. It's just like, dude, there's like 400 comments and all these.
Yeah.
And all these, this is the best roofer,
this one had 127. So yeah, it's quite a bit.
Yeah. That's a big one for us. And I always drop a little nugget here. When I see somebody comment on, hey, best roofer, I very rarely even comment our company. I DM them immediately and just bypass the comments.
Yeah. I also like the idea of kind of doing a video for that specific response. Like, especially if they state what they're looking for, like, hey, I'm looking for a roofer to replace my roof. It's 17 years old, whatever. And it's like, yeah, well, here's 3 things that you have to ask anybody before you hire them, just to make sure you don't end up being one of those horror stories with a roofing project. Just lead with value, right?
Yeah.
And if you want to follow that up with a DM, for sure. But it's really a way to stand out, especially when you've got a saturated comment section where it's everybody's mother, brother, cousin tagging that company.
Yeah.
The person that posts that, or anyone who else is, there's 140,000 people on that page. All those people watching, they see a video, they're probably going to watch it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You do that in the comment section, or?
Yeah, drop it right in the comments.
Huh. That's a good idea.
A lot of the times, here's what I know. I grew a son by living in Facebook groups for roofers, right? Just giving value, and then eventually people wanted us to work for them, and it's like, just 2 things. You expect a lot from me. 2 things: make sure your credit card clears, and when somebody asks in one of these groups, share your honest feedback as far as working with a son, right? And that compounded years over years over year. The vast majority of the time, it's not the person posting that reaches out to us. If we're in a group of 24,000 people, we get tagged 12 times. I mean, maybe half the time that person reaches out that posted, but you get 3, 4, 7 leads of people like, what'd you hear about us? Oh, I saw you guys were tagged all over the place when somebody was asking about this. Yeah. Okay. So, it's just an outside of the box way, and you're competing where they're not, right? Which is really critical. It's like if everyone else is doing this, and we could do this and this, man. Whew. Now we start cooking. Start cooking. Put your smock on, baby. It's time to cook.
I'm gonna do that today. Actually, that's
And the reason why this post in particular is so valuable is because, again, it's occupying the 3rd organic position on Google, right? So Google understands, like, people care what their community says. So they're likely to take a recommendation. So this is really helpful content. So people that are searching that type of keyword are immediately coming to this page. And some people do things like sort by newest, right? So if you, your partner, a few of your sales guys, whatever, go in here, your BNI connects. I have a client in Buffalo who, one of his sales reps, he does the BNI thing, and he has like a formidable group of people who they send these posts to each other. When they see them, they tag them. Like, and on every post, if it's, HVAC, Anthony's tagged 4 or 5 times. If it's about roofing, Austin's tagged 4 or 5 times minimum, right? And then sometimes customers jump in. And they did a great job for us. So you create the situation where even if there's 50 comments, this company's got 7 or 8 of them. It's like, fuck, dude. You're occupying 25, 30% of that space. That's really good.
Yeah.
It's really good.
Yeah, that's good stuff. Yeah. Yeah. We hired a social media lady, about a year and a half ago. And she's just been, it's great now to actually have a place for people to go. That's a great Facebook account with really good, consistent, branding and content that, people see, and I had a guy that I grew up with, haven't talked to in ages, who works for a construction company and up in the upstate, and reached out to me and was like, "Hey dude, I know it's been forever since we talked. Your stuff popped up on my algorithm." And I was like, "That's sick. Like, we haven't talked in I don't know how long." And you want to bid this project for me? Yep, I'd love to. And it's 3 hours away from us, but I'll travel for it's a big multifamily project, So it's that's one of the things I'm really learning a lot about in the last couple of years, is like how all of the different search engines and Meta and YouTube and all of this, how they all talk. And now, especially with the huge presence of AI, like how it all intertwines with each other. And like, it's a lot of it is out of my comprehension level, but I understand the basics of it and the importance of it. So that's played a huge part in it too.
Yeah, dude, it's dynamic. And, there's always more that can be done, right? So it's just, what are we doing now? How do we make it better? 1% better. Sometimes you luck out and be 5 or 10% better, right?
Yeah.
But those wins compound. Like, you guys do video. Video is fantastic. I tell everybody, like, there's no such thing as shooting too much video.
Yep.
I had a consulting client come in today. He's local to Buffalo. And I wasn't supposed to be back, like I said, to like May or June probably. But I was like, well, good news for you. Bad news for me. I'm back. But want us to come in and we'll shoot some video content, right? So he's a painting company. And we're just sitting there. I was like, so what do you want to shoot? He's like, I don't fucking know, dude. And I was like, it's like, okay. I'm like, what are some colors that are trending in 2026, right? I was like, what is the difference between, I'm like, here's what I know. I fucking suck at painting. I had to do it on a house that I bought. And I was like, of course, I was like, yeah, I'll buy the $4 paintbrush. No problem. Right. I started using this thing. It's fucking awful. Like, I thought I'm definitely bad at cutting walls. I was really bad with this paintbrush. And then I went and bought a $20 Purdy brush. And I was like, this thing is fucking extravagant. I was like, look at this line. And it still wasn't great, but it was substantially better from the shitty brush. I was like, so talk about like the importance of like, the tools that you're using if you're to do it yourself. Talk about the different colors that are trending. Talking about like, as roofing contractors, like there's a big difference in price usually, and it's usually not apples to apples. It's the same thing in painting. I said, where do the people that are trying to undercut, like where are they cutting corners? It's like, well, material and surface prep. I was like, why is that important? He's like, because if you don't prep the surface right, the paint's not going to adhere. It's going to chip in 2-3 years. I'm like, don't fucking tell me, tell the camera. I was like, this is what people need to know. So when they see a cheaper option, they're not just conditioned to think it's the same, it's just less money, right? Love video content. What's your favorite piece of content you've created?
Oh boy, I think probably our video, our most recent video, with me and Sergio, our sales manager. Um, I was singing "In the Arms of the Angels," like the sad dog SBZA song.
See that on a lot of infomercials in my day.
And Sergio's like, "Has your roof been neglected? Is it wondering where?" And I'm singing in the background, and then like we break character and just bust out laughing, and then call us for a free inspection. And that was like that got a ton of views, and it was But our social media lady has some really good ideas. That's probably my favorite one. But we have some really good ones.
Is she an in-house employee?
She is not, no sir.
Got it. So how frequently do you guys shoot content?
Probably once a month. I'll block a whole day out, and or multiple hours, and we'll shoot 5 to 10 videos for the whole month, and then trickle that in with other review posts and other just random content, But yeah, normally at least once a month we shoot content, occasionally more. I record stuff going down the road to I'll think of something, a little piece of value that I can add, and I'll post that to my personal page and collaborate with Hometown. And so it shows up on both, and some little inspection videos with the company cam app. You can have a front facing and a rear facing video at the same time, and just walk people through what an inspection looks like, problems to look for on their roof, stuff that you can't see from the ground. Just little value adds like that. Well,
yeah,
people aren't getting on their roof 9 times out of 10. So
yeah, I mean, it's a lot of people are like, yeah, I hire somebody, so now they do my content. No, don't stop doing the authentic fucking selfie style. Come inspect a roof with me. Check out this attic inspection. Like, people like that shit. A lot of times that'll perform better than the cinematic quality stuff.
Yeah.
So I love that you're doing both, because I was going to segue to that, and then you stole my thunder. God damn it, Kyle.
Yeah, and we also all of our sales guys, before we show up to an appointment, when we're on the way, we send a video to the customer. Hey, my name's Kyle. Coming to your house. Just wanted to introduce myself so you know who's showing up at your door. I look forward to meeting you and seeing how we can solve your problem, or whatever it is, Yeah. And it just puts a name to the face before you actually show up to their door. People eat that up, dude. They love it.
Yeah, I'm working on something right now. Are you familiar with Alavo?
Mm-mm.
So Sheldon uses them. It's like an AI agent software that Lily is the one agent. She'll answer calls after hours. Sheldon's still he's still like a $42,000 job in the first couple weeks from 2 a.m. He's like, I thought this dude was just smashed out of his money. He's like, he ended up buying a roof. I was like, that's awesome, dude.
Yeah.
So I'm trying to work out a custom workflow where it hits lead in the CRM before it's, especially on forms, where it's the first thing that happens is they get a text message with a video link, and it's 3 red flags to look for when hiring a roofing contractor. So the immediate piece that they're getting is talking about things to look out for, and those are going to be things that obviously we do well, and those are going to be things that most companies don't. So now we know that when our salesperson goes out there, and when other people's people go out there, this is something that they've seen.
Yeah.
So just building authority right off rip, and then building a divergent workflow from there based on okay, did we talk to the person? Did they schedule an appointment? And then every step of that journey, having messaging and or videos, email, text associated with each different milestone within it. I'm fucking pumped, dude.
Yeah, that's people it is so crazy how little communication is in our industry, and people are just either don't know that it should be better, like the customer side of things, not the contractor, don't know that it should be or can be better depending on who you hire, or are just okay with it.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's tough, right? A lot of people say, well, who do you hire to figure this stuff out? And like my company is doing great. Like I don't, it's fine. It's not an issue till it's an issue, and no one's told us it's an issue. And it's like, okay. But, how many of the times did somebody have a conversation about something that went out on like the day of the build email that they never looked at because they would have rather gotten a text or they would have rather watched a video? So if we can deliver to them in all mediums and let them choose which one they consume, it increases the likelihood that they're going to actually fucking watch it, read it, consume it, and that you have less issues with the prep that should have been done to protect the stuff in the attic, for instance, right?
Yeah.
Just as one example. So
yeah, we just started. I'm still. There's so many different and like side of CRM tools and like stuff that little toggles that you can use as to your advantage, And we finally, I didn't realize we could set it up to send an automatic text to our customer when we book an appointment. And so we started that like 4 or 5 months ago. That hey, your appointment with Sergio is scheduled for 3 p.m. on XYZ date. And the amount of feedback we've got on that just from that simple automated text of thanks for confirming my appointment is like, dude, what else can we do to like just add that extra time of, I know it's like, God, why am I just not doing this?
Yeah, we're working on, so for instance, if it goes to lead or let's say appointment held, but doesn't get the contract signed. All right, so we know it didn't sell. So then having like, hey, after 24 hours, they're going to get this message. It's going to be something along the lines of, we know it's a big decision for your home and your family. We just want to let you know that we got a team full of roof technicians standing by to answer any questions that you have. Right? 24 hours later, hey, see why your neighbors are so happy with fill in the blank roofing company. It's a customer testimonial. So like and it'll be like a 10-stage sequence that'll happen over the next 21 days between email, text, and incorporating video or just text. And like, like day 10, 14, we didn't get a response. Like, did you give up on your project? That one's a banger, low key. Like when the conversation stalls out.
It's direct and it requires a response.
Right.
There's no, that's a yes or no question, like,
and you're usually going to get like, no, I'm now you rekindle the conversation. It's like, perfect. Like, let's schedule a call. We'll come out and we'll figure this out with you. No big deal. So that shit excites me because there's so much money that's left on the table, across the industry, just by virtue of the absence of those types of things. So I'm excited to hopefully get that together and get lunch for the clients, dude. Let's go. Have you ever sold a job because somebody said you were the only company that went in the attic?
All the time.
It's crazy, right?
It's
fucking crazy. So Atlas called me like a year and a half ago and they're like, hey, somebody got sick. Can you come out to Pittsburgh and do this event with us? Yeah, dude, no problem. I'm like, option B, second choice, 24-hour notice. Let's get it. But that's why I was like, how many times has somebody asked you or told you like, hey, we bought it because you inspected the attic and what he did. And it's crazy to me how many hands went up and how still so few companies actually go in the attic.
Yeah.
Like, even if you're not doing anything, go in the fucking attic, guys. Like, it means a lot. And if you bring the homeowner, let's say you got a ladder to go in the attic and you poke around, you're talking to them. Oh, so look at this. I'm going to take a picture of this. And then walk them through it.
Yeah.
Dude, 90% of companies aren't fucking doing it.
It's just the extra, it doesn't take long to do an attic inspection. And it's just the extra attention to detail that people notice and appreciate, because so many roofing companies don't know, or they may know it, but don't apply the fact that the roof decking is part of the roof. It's still part of the roof. It still needs to be looked at. And why am I leaving it up to choice of, if I can go in the attic and see there's 10 sheets of plywood I need to replace and go ahead and add that in the contract to save a surprise cost on the back end for the customer, and I don't have to do a change order. Would you like that? Or would you like to know, or would you want a $850 change order at the end of the project because we didn't know until we tore off. Now, obviously, there's still times where
Sure. But if you can avoid it, why not?
Yeah. But, and people are like, yeah, I hadn't thought about that, like, oh, yeah. There's something to think about for your next guy that comes,
and then like you think about, you're probably talking about airflow, ventilation, insulation, like what these things mean to the longevity of a new roof, right? I would hope so. What they could potentially mean to a warranty that you're going to sell the customer, like why these things are important. And if you had 3 people out there and you couldn't close it the first time, and the other 2 people, like you said, they're not talking about these things. I mean,
what else aren't they talking about?
What else are they talking about? Like, so the things that are just so easy to control, you just got to control them. We got to be better. Get in the fucking attic. Yeah, I know it's hot. No, it's hot. Right? But
I love when the customer gives me an opportunity to sit down and like compare apples to apples.
Yeah.
And I point out like a code item that was left off, and then you just plant that little seed. Man, gosh, I wonder what else they're forgetting. Just like nonchalant, like, and then you just plant that little seed of, I thought about that, like.
That's so good. That's so good. This was a lot of fun. Do you got any questions for me, brother?
I don't think so, man. I mean, so y'all are what website SEO complete?
Website SEO, Google Ads, and then like I do consulting for companies as well.
Nice.
Yeah.
We may be looking at a change here. So aside from the podcast,
you got my number now.
Yeah. Would love to sit down again and maybe look at some stuff with you on that, because we've been with our same company since we started, and they've done good for us, but some stuff that I'm not thrilled about. So would love a second opinion on some options and stuff.
I've always got opinions. Never shy about sharing them either. So yeah, we get
like noses. Everybody's got one now.
What's that?
I said they're like noses. Everybody's got one.
Exactly. Yeah. This was. I appreciate you, and none of you know this, but Kyle was nice enough to last minute to push this podcast back a little bit because my team had scheduled a birthday dinner for me. So appreciate you being accommodating.
Yeah, glad to do it, man. I'm
all the things.
Looking forward to, hopefully, I've never been to Buffalo, so I have to get up there and do an in-person one with you.
Yeah, dude. We're gonna get this knee right over the next month or two, and then once I can walk again after I'll show you around Buffalo. It's a great city.
Yeah,
and depending on when it is, April, May, it probably won't catch a Bills game, but Bills games are dope too. We got a brand new stadium.
Mafia, man. They're a different breed.
Yeah, we a little bit different. Funny story, actually, before we go, I had Eric Reno with Paramount Roofing. Who else was here? I feel like there was somebody else. Damn. Well, if I forget you, that's my bad. Having a senior moment. Came up for the Baltimore Ravens game this year, and we're down 14, 21 points consistently in the fourth quarter. 12 minutes ago, maybe 10, Derrick Henry breaks off another 60-yard touchdown run. I'm like, fucking let's go. And everyone was in agreement, right? Like, we'll leave. We're half a mile away from the stadium. We're just erupting. I'm like, there's no fucking way this is going to happen. Dude, by the time we get back to the city, it's like a 45-minute drive. We win the game, and everyone's looking at me. I was like, nobody fucking objected. You don't put this on me. Like, don't I said what everyone thought. One of the best comebacks in a long time. We were there for it. Endured 80% of the bullshit and didn't get the upside of seeing the comeback. So
that's
living you learn. Yeah, but thanks again, brother. We will spin this back and do it again. Thank you for tuning in, because it'd be really weird if I just did content nobody watched. And shout out to the team at Roofer for helping making this happen. Y'all the realest. And we gone.
4, 3, 2, 1, 0.